Hey everyone, I'm Matt, and welcome to TechSimplified. So, today we're going to be talking about uninterruptible power supplies, such as this one right here. Now, if you do not know what an uninterruptible power supply is basically a battery backup system for your computer, desktop, or other such any device necessary for when a blackout occurs. Simply, it's got a little solenoid, or if I'm wrong, a tiny little type switch that switches over like that to battery as soon as the power goes out, and it'll switch to the battery ports and it'll continue providing backup battery power. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So come join me. So right here we have a trip light. This is a 350 VA, and VA is the voltage. I believe the voltage amps rating. If I'm wrong, that's my bad. But it'll show on screen here if I am. But a 350 VA model, this one, can provide 210 watts to a load. Now, the COM port is essentially what I explained with the battery backup. You unplug it and switch the load to a battery and protect it for about a couple seconds, and then the battery will die, depending on the load size. And it's designed for you to shut down your computer as quickly as possible, and essentially a safe shutdown. Same for certain servers and things like that. A little bit different, but or to continue providing battery charge to your laptop. Let's say you keep your laptop charged all the time, or let's say you just want to charge your phone in an emergency and this is all you had. This is what it could be for. Now, this battery backups are really not designed to continue charging, discharging, charging, discharging. I mean, they can, but their life will not last as long. Now, you see in power and Razor electric scooters, they can. So you can discharge and charge them, but if you don't want the discharge rate to be too overloading as it normally should. Now, if you want to use this as a portable power station, the load needs to be ever so little. A smartphone, or maybe a little light, LED light, maybe possibly, and that's it. And you drain it all the way down and respectively let the battery cool down and then recharge it. That's how to keep these just safe from the batteries dying. And especially in this one, the battery is so small, you guys will not even believe how small the battery is in this one. I'll actually take it out for you. Now, there are tons of different types of battery backups. There's huge 1000 VAs like I have under my desk. There's 750s like I used to work with, and I work with 650 VA UPS as well. Now, there's a new line of battery backups called the BN models. I have a BN 450 and a BN 25. The one is kind of new, the one is old, and the battery does not last long at all. It needs a new battery, but it still holds a charge, and it can hold a charge for just a little while. Now I'm going to show you guys this battery just really quick, and you guys are going to be amazed how small this is. It actually might not come out, but if you guys can see there, that's how small it is. It doesn't seem to want to come out today. It is only a 2.8 amp hour sealed lead acid battery. It's a 12 volt, of course. So only 2.8 amp hours. That is actually kind of incredible to me that it can provide 210 watts to a load, and that's really what it can do, though. And it can provide 210 watts to a load at full maximum load probably for 2 minutes, I would imagine. And then about an hour for a small little network device and whatnot. So, why do you need, the big question is, why do you need a battery backup, or an uninterruptible power supply, as we call it, in your life? Why should you need one? What is your circumstance that you would need one? If you have a desktop computer or a gaming computer, or any sort of desktop that you want to keep online, this is what they are mostly intended for. Or a gaming system, for example, is what they are designed for. Now, if you have a big gaming system, I recommend the 1000 VA APC models with the LCD touchscreen. They are incredible. And if you have a smaller, lightweight desktop, I recommend the 750 VA UPSs if you have the money for it. And if you have a small, slimline desktop, such as the Dell the HP Slimline desktop, or the Dell Inspiron 660 desktop, and just one monitor, I recommend this guy right here, or a 350 VA version at your local store or online. And the smaller it is, the more discreet it is. You don't even know it's there. And especially, I would recommend getting a VA model with the COM port so that your computer can your uninterruptible power supply can talk to the computer to do a shutdown command. And I just want to show you guys that you can actually start your UPS without it being connected to the power, to the utility power. So let's say you knew the power was going to go out and your computer's already shut down, even though you had your UPS, but you still thought even more ahead, which is amazing. I also want to show you guys that you can power, let's say you should, like I was just saying before, you knew a storm was coming, the power was going to probably go out, you shut down and save the battery power on your UPS. Let's say that you wanted to use your UPS just to charge your phone or something, or power on your computer for at least, and powering it on would mean if you have a bigger UPS and you can last like an hour on it. Let's say you want to power on your computer and you want to grab a couple important files on it and put it on your laptop and go to work the next day. That's what it can be intended for, and I'll show you right now. And now it is running on battery power. And I do not have anything to show you guys that is running on battery power, but I hope you trust me. And that is what it's doing. And I do not have the power port to plug it into right now, but I'm going to gracefully shut it back down. And now it is off. And I always encourage never plug this into there like that. That is very, some people wrap their cords up and plug them in. Unless your UPS's battery inside is disconnected in storage, you can do that, but I do not recommend doing that. So, sorry about my squeaky chair. That is an uninterruptible power supply. And do you need one in your life? Yes, most certainly I would recommend. Now, are they safe? I've had a couple mishaps with them. Not me, but my friend has, where it caught on fire and it smoked for some reason, but we think one of the ports blew out and it was just a issue where this UPS got thrown away and was reused again. I buy all my UPSs used or brand new, and then or I buy them without the battery, but they run fine. And I purchase a new battery for them. What are the disadvantages of having a UPS? Now, if you guys could help me on this, a battery backup, a lead seal acid battery releases a little bit of carbon, I would imagine, but they're completely sealed though. So I guess they just have a little bit of battery smell, and for me, being my office/bedroom, and I have a couple of them, is that safe for me to breathe in, even if I have a Winix air purifier? I'll show you a picture of that. It's got a carbon filter, I believe. Now, can that take the carbon out of the air when I don't have the windows open? Is that dangerous for me? I don't know. I hope to know, but I would love to keep my systems online. So, the other thing is the batteries die. And when the batteries die, it is such a nightmare to get batteries sometimes. You can go to your local store, batteries plus bulbs possibly, and get one if you have a local store called Batteries Plus Bulbs, or a battery store and get UPS batteries. I have done that before, but they are very expensive, and I'd rather just get them online. But I also do like to see and hold the battery in person and look at and check to make sure it's okay. So you can buy batteries. They range in, the biggest battery I've ever had to buy was a 12-volt 9-amp-hour battery for a APC 750 VA battery backup system. I actually have one right down here. This is actually for one of my 650 VA batteries. It's actually the upgraded one, I believe. And you can see that it's a huge, massive battery. This is designed for keeping systems online for a couple hours. Can you upgrade batteries, keeping them externally? You can, and it would work, but you might overload the charging circuit. Or, yes, you might overload the charging circuit, and you might overload the discharging circuit. And it might get too hot and fry it. It's only designed for the runtime that the battery inside is allowed for. That's really, but you can, if the battery fits in the same way, you can upgrade it as well. The biggest ones goes for these types of batteries is the 9-amp-hour ones. I don't know if there's 10-hour amp ones that are the same size. I don't know, but that's what that will go for. So, how do you? Now, this is another question I get a lot. How do you use PowerShoot software with ABC battery backups? Now, this TripLite uses its own TripLite software. I have a little bit issues with that software. It doesn't work the greatest. This UPS doesn't even really need, like, it's so small. I just know to shut it down quickly and safely and whatnot. So, what I was going to say is, how do you use PowerShoot management software for the most used APC UPS? Now, if you qualify for an APC battery backup, like you own one, and your battery backup qualifies for PowerShoot personal software or server software, we'll talk about that another time. If your battery backup qualifies for that, and you have a COM port, data port, or USB USB Ethernet 6 port or whatever on a UPS, that's kind of the older style. I have one UPS out of all my UPSs that takes that old style. Not the greatest, but if it does qualify for that, I'm going to take you onto the computer here and I'm going to show you exactly how to use APC's power chute management software. So let's get right to the computer. So, do you qualify for a UPS? Is a UPS a good choice when you have a desktop computer and system at home? I most certainly agree with you. Now, I hope you guys learned, skip the part. I hope all of you learned something today about uninterruptible power supplies. I hope I did an okay job for my very first video of TechSimplified. And, I say and too much. So, I hope you all learned something. I hope if you can get the money to, and you have a little bit of cash, and you just want to give that extra level of protection to your PC, I think an uninterruptible power supply is the way to go. Now, I will in later videos be talking about portable power stations, or if you want to go check out a couple of my other channels, I'll put those in the links down below. I do gaming videos on my Wolfman channel. I love wolves, so I am Wolfman. That is my actual name for most of my channels and stuff, and what I go by as. So I am Wolfman. I am the master behind all the videos I do on my gaming channel. I run Paranormal Adventures channel where we go explore abandoned places and all things like that. I run another channel called RC World, or aka Maddie's Garage, where we just do at home stuff. And I also have a couple other channels I'll list down below of a couple dear friends of mine. Shockwave Wrestling, I'll name one. Backyard Living. A couple other ones, I know they're in my head, but I want to make sure I name them right, and I will list those down in the description. And, alright everyone, thank you for watching TechSimplified. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate it very dearly, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.